Hello and welcome to Talent Sprint. In this video, we are going to talk of regional rural banks, which are an integral part of the country's banking system, because it is these regional rural banks, or RRBs as they are called, which take banks to the far-flung rural areas of the country. These RRBs are very customized banks to the local needs, and these RRBs serve the very specified regional areas of a particular state. The regional rural bank concept was mooted by the Government of India through the Reserve Bank of India, and they have since grown from being very, very small banks to banks of significant importance in recent years. The RRB system is the system which supports the commercial banking system in the country in terms of reaching out banks to the last mile. They provide the last mile connectivity to the commercial banks so that the banking requirements of people in far-flung areas of the country are met. Now let's understand what are regional rural banks. Regional rural banks are local level banking organizations operating in different states of India. As I told you, they are not national level players, they are not even zonal level players, they are only state level players, and even within the state they operate in a particular region. So they are more or less local banks. These RRBs provide support to the people in the rural and semi-urban areas of a state. So each state has got its own RRB. They were created primarily with a view to serving the rural areas of India with basic banking amenities, with basic banking and financial services. The objective is very clear. They are not supposed to be national players. They are supposed to serve only the rural areas of the state. And it is the duty of the RRB to provide the rural people of the particular state with basic support in getting basic banking and financial needs met. The RRB Act, or the Regional Rural Banks Act, was passed in the year 1976. RRBs are regulated by NABARD. What is NABARD? NABARD is the National Bank of Agriculture and Rural Development. It's a wing of the Reserve Bank of India, and NABARD regulates the functioning of the RRBs in the country, or the regional rural banks in the country. The share capital of RRB is held as follows. The central government contributes 50%, the state government, the concerned state government contributes 15%, and the sponsor bank contributes 35%. Now we are seeing a new term, which is what is known as a sponsor bank. We all know what is the central government, we all know what is the state government too, but let us now talk about the sponsor bank. Each RRB in the country, each regional rural bank in the country is actually sponsored by a public sector bank. For example, in different states of the country, different public sector banks sponsor the regional rural banks. To give you an example, the Kerala Gramina Bank, which operates in Kerala, is actually sponsored by Canara Bank. The RRB in Tamil Nadu, which is called the Pandian Gramina Bank, is sponsored by the Indian Overseas Bank. The RRB in Karnataka is sponsored by the erstwhile State Bank of Mysore. Now it has become State Bank of India. And the RRB in Andhra Pradesh, which is called the Coastal Area Bank, is sponsored by Andhra Bank. So similarly, each of these banks in each state is sponsored by a public sector bank. Remember, RRBs are to be sponsored only by public sector banks and not by private sector banks, so far at least. The government has not permitted the private sector banks, the old or the new generation private sector banks, to sponsor RRBs. So the capital of the Reserve Bank, of the regional rural banks, are held in the following manner. The central government gives 50% capital. The state government, the particular respective state governments, contribute 15%, and the sponsor banks contribute 35% of the share capital which is being held in the RRBs. Again, RRBs are conceived as low-cost institutions having a rural bias, rural ethos, local feel, and pro-poor focus. These points are all to be noted and carefully monitored. The Reserve Bank of India, when it started or when it mooted the idea of a regional rural bank, did not conceive them to be national level players, and hence these are low-cost institutions. They are supposed to function in a cost-effective way. They are supposed to be low-cost institutions. They are supposed to have a rural focus. The objective of establishing regional rural banks is to provide banking facilities to the people in the rural areas of the country. That means they should have a clear-cut rural focus, and they should have a local feel. They need not have a national feel about them. The RRBs need not have a national feel. There is no RRB which needs to open a branch in Mumbai. If it is, let's say, the RRB of Karnataka need not open an office in Mumbai. They need not have a national presence. They need not even have a zonal presence. It is enough that they have a presence in the local area of the state. And the more important point is that they should have a pro-poor focus. RRBs are formed, RRBs have been established for the purpose of helping the poor people. So they are not for the rich and famous, they are for the poor people. As of March 2005, there were 193 RRBs in the country with a branch network of 14,484 branches in 27 states of the country. Remember, in the 27 states of the country, as of March 2005, there were 193 RRBs operating with a total branch network of 14,484 branches. The government consolidated many RRBs, and finally there are now 57 RRBs only operating in the country. In the year 2005, the government undertook a major exercise of consolidating various RRBs, and now the number is reduced to 57. Earlier, for example, there used to be 2 RRBs in the same state. In the state of Kerala, there were 2 RRBs, North Malabar Gramina Bank and the South Malabar Gramina Bank. They were merged and they became Kerala Gramina Bank. In Tamil Nadu, there was the Pandian Gramina Bank in Madurai, and there was the other Gramina Bank in Tirunelveli. These two got merged and became the Tamil Nadu Gramina Bank, or the one RRB for the state. So from 193 RRBs, the number of RRBs in the country has come down to 57. These 57 RRBs now operate in the various states of the country, giving undiluted, focused attention to the needs of the poor people in the respective local areas of the state in which they are operating. The focus is on improving performance and exploring new avenues of investment. Out of the 57 RRBs, Kerala Grameen Bank, headquartered in Malappuram in Kerala, is the largest RRB in terms of assets and in terms of branches. The Kerala Grameen Bank, as it's called, is headquartered in Malappuram, Kerala, has got over 500 branches in the state of Kerala, and their assets are well above the 30,000 crore mark. So they are a very big RRB, and they are the largest RRB in the country as of now. Apart from the RRBs, the following 7 states have their state-level RRBs, which means that they are not district-level RRBs because they do not have branches. They have only one branch, and they operate in the state capital. These 7 RRBs are Tripura, Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram, Arunachal Pradesh, Meghalaya, and Puducherry, or Pondicherry as it was known earlier. Why these 7 states do not have more than one branch of an RRB is because these states are all very, very small. They are very small in size. They are not so thickly populated, and they do not have so vast area of operations needed. That is why these RRBs have only one branch, and this branch is situated in the respective state capitals. So as of today, you have 57 RRBs with different branches operating in different parts of different states. But amongst the 27 states, amongst the 29 states of the country, these 7 states have only the state-level RRBs, in which means that they do not have any branches. So this is how the RRBs function. This is the basic function and aims of regional rural banks, how they were started. The RRB Act was formulated in 1976, how there were 193 RRBs operating in 2005, how they were all consolidated and brought down to 57 RRBs, and how there are only state-level RRBs in 7 states of the country. So this is all about regional rural banks. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, thanks for watching.